All right, I guess I'll talk some Green Lantern. So, of course, we got this series coming to HBO Max, and this Cosmic Book News article is discussing how it's going to have this movie budget. Now, that was announced at the outset, that it was going to have movie budget production, aesthetic to it. So, apparently, Guggenheim goes into more detail here for one of the panels on the Comic-Con on YouTube. And so he's got this quote here. I happen to believe, and this is not a universally held opinion, that you can't do a 10-hour movie or an 8-episode show like an 8-hour movie. Guggenheim said, I don't think that works. When I see it done, there's always some flabby episodes in the middle. Yeah, they're called filler. And CW does that a lot to the show's detriment, which is why, actually, an 8-episode series is probably what they should do for their shows. And kind of streamline that. And it would probably be a lot better. Certainly for The Flash. I can't really speak to the others because I gave up on them. But, yeah. So, yeah, it's not easy to break up a movie into, a miniseries, which is what they're going to do with Snyder Cut. So, hence a lot of reshoots to make that work, to where you have the end points and stuff, instead of suddenly it just stops and you come back next week. So I'm thinking that you're going to have these little connective scenes to make that work as episodes within it. So, no, it is doable, but it's not an idea to start off from that at the outset and say, hey, we're going to shoot this 10-hour movie and then we'll chop it up into a series without any or structure at the outset to have that ready to go. So, yeah, he's right about that. But also, I think this is rather telling. Hopefully, they're stressing this quite a bit because, yeah, I don't want too much flab in this series, regardless of how. I don't even know how many episodes it's supposed to be. An 8-episode, keeping it tight, that's not bad. 10, because I've seen their DC Universe shows, and there's too many episodes for those. Even the good ones, like Doom Patrol had a good one. I still haven't finished the next season because it's just repetitive stuff, Anyway, I think you have to approach it like a TV series and approach each episode like its own entity. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Even though it's streaming, even though hopefully people will binge it, you've got to make each episode a satisfying meal. That's right. You've got to look at it with a different tempo than you would have in a 2-hour movie. That being said, certainly the show for HBO Max that we're all working on, we are approaching it with the production ambitions of a movie. So we're writing it like a TV show, but we're hoping to produce it like a film. So yeah, that's simple enough. It's just going to have this spectacular effects and look to it and all that. And but the episodes can have their own a point to them, an identity, as it moves the overall story that they'll have. It's not an easy thing to do, but hey, you're being given a lot of money, so you'd better earn it to make this. And plus, they've got this ensemble cast. So yeah, of course, it goes on. Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, and Alan Scott. I'm assuming, especially this Green Lantern Corps, they'll have their own missions that'll be connected to an overall story, but an episode will be centered on Guy Gardner, then one on Jessica Cruz, and so on, and that's how it'll be. And probably even people like Kilowog and Sinestro. I don't know if he's gone to being a villain at the outset, or if he will become the villain later on, if they're going to retell that story and stuff like that. So Kilowog and Tomari, the aliens, might even get a show all their own, or an episode rather. And yeah, that's the way that can work. Of course, Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, and Kyle Rayner, nowhere to be seen. Maybe there'll be a cameo of them or something. I don't know. And that's still open. Will Ryan Reynolds be brought back as Hal Jordan? And will that be connected to this series? I don't know. But so all that remains kind of up in the air. So anyway, speaking of Ryan Reynolds, I didn't know this story. I'd forgotten all about their involvement in it. Guggenheim and Greg Berlanti, and Greg Berlanti was the grand poobah of the CW shows. And they were involved in the 2011 Green Lantern movie But actually, they were fired from it, even though they get blamed. And apparently their script is available out there to read, so I guess I'll have to look into that. But, yeah, it unfairly is hung around his neck because their names are still in the credits and all that, even though they had nothing to do with the final product. So, so there you go. Both of them talk about it and all that. So anyway, okay, that's great and all. So it'll look movie level, special effects and all that sort of stuff. And that's cool and everything. But I've seen this before. Have you ever heard of the series Star Trek Discovery? So it starts off with these spectacular effects and the look, and probably the most incredible looking science fiction TV series ever done. And it was pure crap. I mean, all icing and no cake. And it still has no cake. Yeah, I did not sign up again, but there are ways to watch the episodes. I've seen 2 of them. No, not the high seas. I guess in a roundabout way. But there's another video platform out there where people put shows on there that they shouldn't, and they flip them backwards. So I don't know how long that'll last, but I saw, oh, look at this. And so, yeah, saw it. They have not improved. But Star Trek Discovery had these great special effects and all that sort of stuff. If that's all it's going to be with this, it says it won't be like CW. Well, will it be so in the writing? Will it be so it's a soap opera with a few pizzazz things going around, and you'll probably get more action and spectacles and whatever, special effects tour de force. But if the stories are still just really CW soap opera, even if it's at the level of The Flash, which The Flash was the best of those CW shows, the most recent season was just really terrible, bogged down by nothing but the flabby episodes. And they can say, well, COVID interrupted. Yeah, but even if it hadn't, it was still a bad season. So they got to up their game on that. It's kind of unfortunate because Guy Gardner is probably going to be the show stealer because he's a colorful character. He's an a-hole character, but he's the hero, so he's going to be funny and that sort of thing, and ultimately might steal the show. The other 2 interesting characters can't be there, which is Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart, of course, good Lord, you got that whole, like I said in previous videos about his whole redemption story and everything. Boy, that's all kind of drama and action you can use and exploit for a series there, but not happening. He's going to be part of the Justice League, apparently. So, I don't know. But special effects, that's not nearly enough, because I've seen it before, and so hopefully they won't do the same thing that Star Trek did, but time will tell. Alright, thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. Hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to IndiePlanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.